Chukes Tactical. Always Chuke. Always tactical.
Hey guys, new segment, Chukes Tactical. Since I do so much tactical stuff and try to mix it in with my hunting, why not? I'm just going to go with Chukes Tactical for a while. A lot of the segments will be focusing on tactical aspects of street and hunting. So here we go. Why I'm not going to ever buy Leupold scopes again. Now, before everybody just rails on me, I do want to say that there's nothing wrong with the old school 90s metal case Leupold hunting scopes like my dad had on his 30-06 that I got. These things will stay on target, and you won't have, you take care of the gun, you won't have to re-sight it in. I mean, these things are amazing. I mean, for generations, these have, not generations, but for decades, these have put meat on the table. These old school Leupold hunting scopes. Now, since it's old technology, sometimes you do have to set it in and then knock it back once just to kind of set it so it'll stay on zero. That was a little glitch they had. But yeah, nothing wrong with these. What I'm talking about is my tactical long range Mark IV. I believe the technology is old. It's become inept. There's a lot of problems. And I'm not going to ever buy a Leupold tactical long-range scope anymore. Now, this is the Mark IV long-range tactical. And there's a few things that I'm going to complain about it, but the biggest one upright is that the reticle is mil-dot, but the turrets are an MOA. Big mistake. It's a huge mistake they made with these for something, you know, a $1,200 scope. To make a mistake that big is huge, and it was super annoying when I took my Alaska Precision Rifle class, and I get into it, start looking at it, and find out, yeah, that, you know, I've got mils on my reticle, but the turrets are MOA, and that just didn't work. I mean, you know, I figured it out what to click it to, but super annoying when you can't stick to the same system. So what a huge mistake that was. Not able to keep zero a lot of the times. Now this one isn't too bad, it would keep zero, but after time it seems to creep off, which might be the rings, we'll talk about that, but when I dial up and then dial back down, that's when the zero gets off. Now there was another guy with a Leupold in the class this summer, and I just felt so bad for him. Everybody did, because he spent all this money on the class, time, energy, the ballistic ammo, you know, reloading, buying that ammo, his gun, and then he takes the class and his Leupold will not hold zero. And he was just devastated. I mean, he sat there and took notes and listened with us, but you could just tell, I mean, he was miserable because he couldn't shoot to 1,000 yards. He couldn't do any of the stuff we were doing because his Leupold couldn't even hold the zero. Something internally broke, and it was just a dud scope, and super lame, really sad. Now, one of the instructors went off about how Leupold used to be top dog in the 90s, but then they never continued their technology. They never caught up with Vortex, some of the other brands, and they're still using 90s technology for the most part on the internals to this day, I believe. Now that's, before I never really liked Vortex. I thought they were kind of cheap for some reason. I always thought Leupold was a step above them. I have changed my mind. You know, I'm hoping for a high-end scope, you know, to replace this winter, but I'm probably just going to be able to afford a Vortex, and I'm fine with that, because in my mind Vortex is now better than Leupold as far as these tactical long-range scopes go. So yeah, I'm just going to go with Vortex because they've kept up with the technology and they're not having all the problems that these Leupold scopes have had. Now, you know, my buddy, I'll talk about his channel later on, Chuck with Alaskan Ballistics, said that it could have been my rings. You know, he has one of those one-piece, like the Burris one-piece mount. And I thought these were pretty good. These are steel Leupold scope rings. I had them professionally mounted at the, you know, store, and you know, they're not loose, but you know, it could have been the rings. Also, I'm pretty rough on rifles. I fell off my fat tire bike with this in a pack a couple times. I rescinded that, but then I fell off some mountains, and I just, you know, I fell down probably 6 times really hard, smashing the rifle on the ground. You know, I kept these tactical turrets on 0. I would put them back to 0. But, you know, that's why I lost that, you know, you saw in the episode last week where I missed that bull, because when I sighted this in today, they were way off. The, you know, the elevation was off probably 7 or 8 clicks, and the windage was off probably 6 clicks. But anyways, it was off, and then I said, oh, that's why I missed my caribou. So now it's sighted in. Once it's sighted in, it seems to do good. You know, I just kind of have to, I can't fall down or smash it anymore, but dialing it up, because I'm going to the Alaska Precision Rifle Shoot Sunday. Awesome course, awesome instructors. Mark is awesome. You know, the founder of Sniper's Hide flies up for these things. He's already in town. So we're just going to have a blast. We're going to be shooting out to 1,000 yards at the, you know, Upper Susitna Range up there by Talkeetna. And, you know, I think this will do good. You know, I'll dial up to 400 yards, 700 yards, use my dope. Dial up to 1,000 yards. The 270 is super accurate, but then once I dial it back to 0, it doesn't seem to go right back to 0, which is annoying. But at least it's not doing what the other guy does and not keep 0 at all. At least I know it's just off a couple clicks. But it's still super annoying. So those are the main reasons. And to Leupold's credit, it could be the rings, you know. It sure feels tight. This is the old school style. It's, you know, this is older Remington 700, so the mounts are a little different than what you've seen in the modern ones. But they sure feel tight to me. They look okay. So I mean, it could be the rings. Maybe if I get, you know, something a little better, that might help. But I'm just not feeling it with this Leupold scope. Now this is the Mark IV long range tactical, 6.5 to 20 by 50 millimeters. You know, it's the 30 millimeter tube, and I'm just not happy with it. So I'm switching to Vortex. You know, maybe a Night Force if I can afford it, or something else even better. But most likely Vortex is all I'm going to be able to afford. So let me know what you guys think. You know, is this just a dud? I know a lot of people still shoot Leupold, but I'm not happy with it. And from everything I'm hearing, I'm jumping ship. I'm jumping ship from Leupold. So let me know what you guys think. Please check out Alaska Ballistics. I'll throw the link up there. You know, he does a lot of cool ballistic tests and stuff. I'm going to be getting together with him and doing some stuff. Also, Fisherman Jake AK is another Alaska channel, and he's just living the outdoor dream as well. So check those out. My friend Joshua Maxwell did my new intro, so if you need some video work, hit him up. I'll put his link there. And thanks, guys. Always Chuke, always tactical.
Outdoor adventure. No!